welcome to Enterprise Morning on Enterprise TV. I am Kende Bodurin.
And I am Henry Igwebike.
Now, starting up with our newspaper, and right after that, we'll be on our main conversation for today. You can reach us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV, and you can also follow us on our social media platforms at Enterprise TV 7. Joining us virtually is barrister Tunji Abdulhamed. He is a barrister and a public affairs analyst. You're welcome, sir.
Good morning, Barrister.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure to be with you.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Thank you so very much for your time always. And Kennedy, I think we'll have to start with the first daily. What do we have?
Okay, for Daily Trust, we have National Assembly bars Natasha from resuming plenary.
Okay, and still from the Daily Trust newspaper, flood. Act now. Northern elders tell federal government.
We also have representatives ask U.S. to restore 5-year visa policy for Nigerians.
Wow. All right, we have how Ajibade Alozie fired Nigeria into WAFCON finals.
Okay, still on Daily Trust, we have lawmakers indict 31 MDAs, ask EFCC to recover 103 billion naira and $950,000.
All right, we equally have why Tinubu is yet to appoint ambassadors. You can actually check that on page 45 of the Daily Trust newspaper. But Barrister, let's look at other businesses. Lawmakers indict 31 MDAs asked EFCC to recover 103 billion and 950,000 US dollars. Barrister, do you think the EFCC has got what it takes to recover all of these things, knowing that we all know what the EFCC is about?
Yeah, they have all to recover it. They have all the facility. They have all the personnel. They have the wherewithal. But whether or not the political will be there to do it, it's another thing. They have. We're talking about whether they have it or they have the capacity. They have it. Then whether the capacity will be put in use is another question. Bearing in mind what I've been saying before, particularly when it has to do with people with political exposed persons. You remember the case of the current Senate president or the president of the Senate, of your Martinero. Yep. To date, we have not had anything. So for me, the National Assembly has done their part by exposing corruption. It is now for the executive to follow up by using the instrument of the institution, that like EFCC or other agencies, to recover whatever that has been exposed here by doing well, to even prosecute or ensure that they serve as deterrents to other people. So the National Assembly should be commended for exposing that, and the EFCC or whoever that is in charge, the ball is now in their courts to ensure that proper things are done, to ensure that the full recovery is made. There is a difference between explosion of corruption and the recovery of that corrupt money. So what is left now is that it's for them to investigate it and see whether or not proper investigation, proper exposure have been made by the House of Assembly. By the National Assembly, for them to be able to act in that regard. That's my position.
All right, Barrister. Kennedy, do you have any questions?
Yes. He said something. It's left for them to do, to expose them, right? Yeah. So I want to go into. I would like to ask you this question, sir. How often are financial audits? Because I believe they should have this body there. So how often are financial audits of MDAs or MDAs, conducted in Nigeria? How often is this body conducted in Nigeria?
How often is it conducted? How often should be conducted? Which one is it? I need to hear you more.
Okay, how often they should be conducted? How often they should be conducted?
It should be regular. It should be regular. And you see, the National Assembly has a work. We have auditors everywhere. I'm very sure every ministry or every department have their own auditor. The unfortunately in Nigeria, that is not in place. We don't. It's only days that they're only taking salary. They are not doing their job properly. The National Assembly, what has been exposed now is just a way of a National Assembly doing their own oversight function of the House of Rep. That's what they are doing. That's how that came involved. I expect that the internal audit of even the MDA should expose almost of this corruption, because they are in court or they are in collaboration with those who are committing it. You will hear nothing. And unfortunately, when a country where people are not punished for their crime, or where crime of this nature are usually swept under the carpet.
All right, very well, true. Let's move on to the Punch newspaper for today. We have the big story. APC may pick Ganduje's successor at make or break neck meeting.
Funny.
Yes, what else do you have there?
Okay, we also have Dangote exports 1.3 billion liters petrol as marketers buy foreign fuel.
And also we have Atiku warns as Okwebolo, Wike insists on Obi's visit clearance. Barrister, let's look at that particular matter. This is your area. I'd love to believe you can clarify us more on what the Constitution says about the freedom of movement, because Nigerians are still struggling to understand why a sitting governor will ask a fellow citizen to seek clearance before he comes into his state, like every other traveler who goes through Edo State would have to call him. The question is, does Okwebolo need to maybe place his phone number somewhere so every Nigerian can call him? Don't you think all of these things are becoming funny and ridiculous to us?
Yeah, it's funny, it's unfortunate. Unfortunately, you are not politically exposed for you to be able to call Okwebolo to pick your call, to tell him that you are coming to his state. Exactly. It shows the mentality and the thinking of our leaders. They see themselves as being in government to protect only the people who are politically exposed. As a governor, you have a responsibility to provide security in your state. Whether that person is a former presidential candidate or a former governor or whatever, everybody should be protected. So there is no need for anybody who wants to call you to say, I want to come to your state. If he has the privilege, he can call you, and that is his own discretion. It cannot be a policy or law to say, as a former presidential candidate or as a former leader of a state or as a former governor, you must put a call to me before you come to my state, because if anything happens, I can't guarantee your security. The governor is saying that, look, I am not in charge of my state. I cannot control my state. It's confirming to us that his state is not safe. That's what he's saying. And that he does not understand the import of that statement. That can even send away foreign direct investors.
Very
so
well.
Look, if the governor is saying people are not, he cannot guarantee safety of people who did not call him, we may not be able to invest in this area, because this is clearly showing that there's no. Unfortunately, we are in a country where those in government see themselves as above the law. They just speak, and you can see his response. He said there's not a care as to the condemnation people are saying, that he stand by his words. I don't understand that. I don't know why when our country have said that, look, you must seek permission for you to move from one country or one state to another. In other words, Okwebolo is saying that for Peter Obi to come to Edo, he must collect visa from the governor before coming. If I want to inform the governor, it is right, because I saw yesterday where Minister Wike trying to justify what the governor said and comparing it to what happened in his state while he was the governor, saying that Obi called him and informed him when he was coming to his state. Those scenarios are not the same. At that time, Mr. Peter Obi wanted to come and campaign, and to solicit for the support as a support of Mr. Wike. Will he not call him to say, look, I'm coming to you, to visit your state in this regard? They are not the same thing. They are not the same thing at all. That comparison are not related at all. That one is a political consultation. And if you are consulting me or if you are trying to meet me and discuss with me, will you not inform me ahead? And that was why Mr. Peter Obi informed him. So for him telling us that Mr. Peter Obi, when he was coming to his state, it's governor Wike telling us that everybody has coming to Abuja this morning. Before the political exposed people in Abuja this morning, before coming to Abuja. Or is Mr. Governor of Edo State telling us that all the politically exposed people that have come to Edo State this morning, or that entered Edo State this morning, they've called him to pre-inform him that they are coming. It's political statement as far as I'm concerned. There is a witch hunt of Mr. Peter Obi, and it's not good for our system. They just want to reroll everybody into their own camp. You remember when before his election. You remember the role played by the police, trying to chase all the leading opposition members in the name of their investigating crime.
Yeah.
Immediately after the election, did you hear the police continue with that investigation? That is to tell you that investigation, that purported investigation at that time was because of the political witch hunt. And for me, the governor did not do well, and there is no justification for what they have said. Or there is no law which allows that to happen. There is no law. There is no law. And if you're trying to do it, it's acting contrary to the provision of the Constitution. Mr. Peter Beach is free to move from any part of the country to anywhere. And it's free or to also inform anybody that I'm coming to your state. He need not inform anybody before coming to any state.
It's actually very funny, Barrister, because of one would wonder. A couple of days back, Barrister, the PDP gubernatorial candidate in Anambra State was shot on the leg, and one would ask in the FCT. One would now ask, does that mean that possibly he didn't take a clearance from FCT minister to be protected? That was why he was shot. And so many other things. But I'd love you to speak to the sudden mannerism of Okpebolo, who is behaving more like Nyesom Wike. If you watched his address when he was launching the transit vehicles for his state, he was dancing and singing just like Nyesom Wike, while Nyesom Wike sat there and was watching. What do you make of this sort of politics that is beginning to take popularity amongst the politicians in Nigeria?
He's beginning to show that he's also, even though he's gentle, he does not speak all the time. He looks like somebody who cannot even bring two sentences together correctly. He's trying to show that, look, notwithstanding, I am an action man. And that's what he's trying to show. And he's trying to copy that style. And in Nigeria, we love that style. We love a political leader who can use a tight hand, or who can be so rude or how do I say, uncultured. We love them. We see them as they know how to play politics. That's what we say in Nigeria. And for me, buying buses and trying to and doing celebrating, I see that has not happened before in our country. For me, it's just a low. I'm aware they have a low transport before now.
Yes.
It may have gone there under demand. Yes. So it's not a new thing and not something that we should be celebrating. It's a normal thing in other part of the country that nobody will even know that anything has happened. But in our own country, a governor will dig a borehole, not with his own personal money, and people will start celebrating. You can see the governor saying that they will support President Abdulhamed Tinubu because he's been the one giving them money.
Yeah.
Do what they are doing. As if the money is coming from the pocket of the president. As if he's not entitled to, as if those allocations are being given to him and not their entitlements in their state, as if those money did not come from taxpayers' money.
Exactly.
So he was talking as if the president just dip hand in his pocket and give them money to do whatever they want to do. That is sycophancy, is why you see them do all those things that they're doing. They just want to, that's why you can see a governor in a state who is a member of a particular party openly saying that he wants to campaign for the support the president, that is the Osun State. After all the push to join APC was reported or refused, he now said, okay, I'm staying back in the PDP, but I'll be supporting the Mr. President. Sycophancy is just because he believes that when they are doing that, they believe in Nigeria today. For you to be able to win the election, you must be in agreement with the president. Otherwise, they see themselves in trouble. That's why they are doing all those things they are doing. And that's why you see some of the governor saying they are leaving their party to another party so that they'll be able to pursue their political careers. They are saying that. That is the impression they are giving us. The impression is that if you don't support the president, there is no way you can win the election. And that's what they are doing. That's why a governor who claims to have a support of his people, talking about supporting another candidate of another party. It's unfortunate that we have this type of leader people in our midst. The Osun State government, and just some of these governors, Edo State governor, the Osun State governor, some of them, they are just accidental leaders. If you know the way and manner some of these people came into office, you realize that they did not even expect it. They would just find themselves there, and they were just behaving as if when you don't have how do I put it? I don't know how to interpret it in English. That's why I don't want to say it in Yoruba.
Okay.
So if you somebody that has been poor all his while and he was just able to get something to enjoy, you know the way he behaved. That was it. So for me, some of the people don't have a leadership culture. They were not well trained or prepared for this job. They were just there because of our system.
Very, very sad, barrister. Of course, what you talked about equally made headlines on the Punch newspaper. ADC balls over Tinubu's endorsement by Adeleke and Onyilola. And you equally have said it very clear. It's psychophancy. One would ask ourselves if really what we're practicing right now is democracy. Exactly. We do not know. Yinka, what do you think? Kennedy, sorry. What else do we have going on here?
For the other stories still on Punch, we have, let's talk about Natasha.
Natasha, I think we'll be doing that on our main conversation.
Oh, okay.
But let's go through other matters here. Barrister, on the very top strip here, Senate okays Tinubu's $21 billion of foreign loans at a time when our loans right now is standing at 144 trillion naira. Barrister, Tinubu inherited 88 trillion, and in less than 2 years he had that balloon to 144 trillion. Right now it's another $21 billion. Barrister, can we get off of this trap set by our politicians against us?
It's unfortunate that we have leaders who don't think outside the box. This government of APC met 11 trillion debts, for you to know, because I don't distribute between Buhari and the current administration. Because this current administration told us they will continue from where the former administration stopped. So which is a continuous government. So by the time they came into office in 2015 or so, our debt is like 11 trillion. And you imagine what we have today, and imagine what is on ground. Because some people will come and tell us they are doing they are investing in infrastructure. They will tell you and if you ask them what are these infrastructure, they will only tell you Lagos Ibadan Road and tell you Second Niger Bridge, and that's all. I'll tell you one little railway line, and you now ask them, okay, what is the cost of this project you have mentioned, and look first at what the debt we have incurred. They will not be able to tell you and say we are still working. It's a work in progress. So for me, there is nothing bad in borrowing. There is nothing bad in borrowing. But what is bad in our own is that when the money is borrowed for a particular purpose, the money is used for a different purpose. And at the end of the day, most time, this money found themselves to part of some of our leaders. And nobody will be questioned. I'm not surprised that it's been approved by the National Assembly. It's normal. They have said it, that whatever the president brings, they approve. Because they've said it on his mandate, they stand. So whatever, even if his mandate is contrary to the Nigerians' mandate, they don't care about Nigerians. The president is the overall. And that's why in our country, we see the president as most knowing. Whatever position the president is they don't want you can't oppose it. When you oppose it, they see you as enemy. Or you don't know what you are doing. So for me, unfortunate that we have the National Assembly. We are having all these problems we are having in this country today because we don't have the National Assembly that will protect us. Because whether we like it or not, members of the National Assembly are Nigerians. When I say Nigerians here, they are our representatives. They are supposed to be speaking on our behalf. They are supposed to be challenging the government and asking questions from the government. They are the one collaborating and romancing with the president in the name of we are cooperating together. We're not saying you should fight. Asking questions on issue of governance does not mean you hate the president. Does not mean you are opposed to the president. You are the government president wants to borrow money. You must ask him to bring you the details of the loan, how it will be used, how it will be paid back. So it is when you have those details that you can approve. But what do we see in this situation now? We have a situation whereby a letter will just be written, one-page letter, without any attachments, and then they will be approved. And that was what the former Senate president, Dr. Bukola Saraki, was doing during his time, when Nigeria seen as an obstacle to the president. And that's why I say sometimes Nigerians sue when you are even defending them, they take you as enemy. That time he was asking the right question. The former president then, the late president now, Muhammadu Buhari, will send a letter to borrow money, and he will return it back and say, we need details of this loan, and then they will blackmail him and say he's holding the government to ransom. He's not making the government to move. They want to do projects. He's not approving anything. This and that. And today now we have the National Assembly who approve it. Even before the letter is brought to them, they've already approved it. And we are still complaining. So we have to pick one, whether we want to go by the people that will be doing the writing, or we want to go by people that will just align with the president and do whatever the president wants. I think we are where we are because the National Assembly is not protecting us. It's not doing their job the way it should be done, and that's unfortunate for us.
Barrister, let's take a look at the Guardian newspaper just before we go. We have less than 90 seconds, I guess, to do that. Suspense as Tinubu APC NEC meet over zoning new chairman. There's a rumor going all around town, though we need to still substantiate it, that Ganduje is not feeling too well. He is currently somewhere in UK, taking care of himself, medical tourism. That the leader themselves said it's not good. They are the ones patronizing it. But the question now is, APC, do you think that finally they might zone the chairman to the North Central, because that is where it is supposed to have been? But Ganduje actually took that and made it his own for as long as we thought.
Ganduje did not take it. It was given to him. It was given to him by the president. And you don't being APC being a party where one man dictates and directs what happened. They want to accept it. And that's when you read a part of the report that says APC in make or mark meeting, I laugh. I said, which make or mark? They all go by the mandate of the president. Whatever the president wants to do is what they will go. There is no debate about it. It's about the decision of the president, and that's why you see the seemingly graveyard silence in APC, because they have the president, and everybody want to align with the president. If they don't have the president today, yes, that meeting can be made or me. But as it is today, I'm telling you, it will be a very simple meeting. The president will just direct, and that will be all. They will say it's been adopted, or somebody will come and raise a position in line with what the interest of the president, and everybody will accept it, and that will be all. So, and they will tell you, we are able to do that because we have a leader that we respect, and the president is our leader. So whatever the president wants, we must go by it. And that's the kind of party that we have, and that's why you see, you don't hear about BOT in APC. You don't talk about the role of any organs of the government apart from the chairman, secretary, and the secretary in APC. If I have to name the other member of the NWC of APC, you won't be able to, aside from those three that are common, because they are working based on their own position. They are working based on the directives from the president. That's why you see whenever statement is issued, what they will tell you is that we have been directed. If you remember, let me remind you, when Mr. Ganduje was set to have resigned on Earth grant, and now we are told abroad, probably the Earth situation is now coming to reality. You will see that the statement released by what's it called, my friend Moka, Mr. Moka,
Felix Moka.
Felix Moka. We will see that in paragraph 3 or 4, I can't remember. What he said was that they have been directed by the president that Mr. So person should take over as the new acting chairman. He didn't say the NWC has taken decision or the BOT has sat and discussed or in line with our constitution. It wasn't like that. It was directive of the president. So the APC operates based on directive of the president. So for me, in line with that thinking in my head, I do not see any make or may, what's it called? A make or ma, what's it called? Meeting. Yeah, it's going to be an easy meeting. A meeting where everybody will agree with whatever that is put on board in place with them. Where there will be few one or two people that will just murmur, and then thereafter they will just keep quiet. That's all.
Very bad. Kehinde, do you have any questions for Barrister on this particular matter before we go today?
Okay, I think he has said it all.
He has said it all. Yeah. Barrister, if you look at the Fourth Assembly, from Olusegun Obasanjo to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who do you think is the most influential president towards his party at this point? Because it's like Bola Ahmed Tinubu is taking the reign right now, because everybody is standing on the mandate. We will never witness this before.
Have you forgotten that Mr. President is the only president that has come on board with a program of political strategist? So he's exhibiting his skill in this regard, and that's why everybody is eroding into it. He's playing the politics from day one. The president started playing politics. In fact, during the campaign, he started the politics of 2027. I remember when he was in Enugu or so campaigning for him to be elected. He said, "If I don't give you light, don't vote for me in 2027 when I come to you." So it's saying that the president is already planning, even before his election, to go for 2027. And that's why from day one, the president has put out machinery in place to ensure that whatever is making appointments, whatever is taking steps or decisions, that consideration is put into it. And that's why it's called political strategies. That's what we celebrate in our country. We celebrate political leaders who know how to maneuver. We celebrate political leaders who can force everybody to align with their interests. And that's what we call and that's what we celebrate.
It's actually sad.
This is Nigeria anyway.
When Okpebolo was addressing the press people, seated close to him was the APC chairman, Mr. Emperor Jarrett. That's what they call him. So while Okpebolo was dancing to the song they were singing, he was making the sign like he was holding onto a firearm. He was holding onto the broom, but making it look like he was holding a firearm. That's a message. You understand? And one would wonder what kind of political activist the APC is brewing. This is really surprising that we're seeing this in our generation today, where people who should be making laws and leading, dancing around and using the broom to make in a political leader dancing. They can dance. They're also human beings. But the only gesture you mentioned is the one I think may be bad. Yes, very bad. I don't think celebrating their life, their enjoyment. They are enjoying. They don't feel what they are feeling. So they can celebrate every day. They are happy every day. So they are not feeling your hardship. So they can be dancing the way they like, and they don't care about you. If they care about you, they'll be sober and do things in moderation. But because they don't care, they are getting what they are looking for. They are happy. Very sad. Well, we have to leave it at this particular point. And just to let you know, Barrister will be here to take us on our main conversation. That is when we return. Senator Natasha blocked from Senate despite court ruling. It's still Enterprise Morning. Please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.